It's a nice view at least. If you're going to turn the wrong way, you may as well enjoy it. Welcome back to Grandpa Playing Games. Last time we left you in our career, we had just managed to accomplish to get the DH4 license, allowing us to finally ride the Red Devil. And that's what we'll be doing today. We've already come to the station office and had a look at the jobs that are available. And we saw these two here. This freight haul HBFH92 for 8,820 going to the steel mill, and also this one here HBFH00 also going to the steel mill. So $21,766 plus 8,820 sounds good. But then we realized that this one here requires Hazmat 1 license, which we currently don't have. I had a look to see how much it cost. It was $40,000. And if we have a look at our wallet balance at the moment, we've got $9,000. So we're not going to be able to do this job. So we can just get rid of that. And we can look at accepting this one here, HBFH00. If you notice, it's 784 tonnes. It's a big load. So it's going to be a good exercise for our newly delivered DH4 locomotives. To start off with, we'll go and see if we can find where this is located and get it to a convenient spot before we accept the job in the job validator over there, the order validator. So we finally managed to find our cargo in yard E, and this is it, HBFH00, consisting of 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 carriages. All fully loaded, that's why it says 784 tonnes. We have a look at the station map. We can see yard E is easy enough to get to. So that's it to the left, that's it to the left, that's it to the left. So we just go all the way out and along. We'll hit station E. So let's go and get our DH4 locomotives out of the roundhouse for the very first time. Here we are back at the roundhouse, and we're going to take, due to the size of the load and the expected weather conditions, we're going to take not one but two of the DH4 locomotives out for this test drive. And we're going to be hauling a pretty heavy load. So I'm not quite sure how the pulling capacity will go, but we'll soon find out. Let's hop in to the cab of the first one. See, I believe there is breakers here. Yes, we need to turn these both on. That's for the starter and the electrics. Okay, we can see the brake pipe light flashing just the same as it does on the DE2, which indicates that this valve needs to be closed. It's still flashing, due to the handbrake being on. And now it's gone. So now we just need to make sure that our gear lever is in neutral. That's forward, that's reverse, that's neutral there. Let's set our train brakes and dynamic brakes on. Train brakes and independent brakes on. Make sure that our dynamic brake is in the off position, which it is, and that our throttle is in the neutral position. All of those things done, I believe we're ready to start her up. There we are. Okay, let's look at getting some headlights. Forward for that and back for that. We need to make sure that the turntable is facing in our direction. Which it's currently not. So we need to make sure that we turn it so that it is. Okay. With that being done, let's engage forward gear. Give a little bit of throttle, maybe 1 notch, and release the brakes. Release the throttle. And apply the brakes. Good. Next we're going to rotate the turntable. 1 turn. We want to turn in this direction. So that it's lined up with the outgoing track. Okay. Brakes off. Move a bit forward. Find a nice spot to couple these up. For best results, we need to be on a straight section of track in order to couple the 2 locomotives together. I think perhaps we can go just around the corner here. Maybe I picked the wrong section. Where are we? Come on, give me some straight track. Yeah, I definitely could have found a closer section of straight track than this. Alright, let's see if we can't stop here. We can't. Alright, we'll move forward a little bit more. Well, unfortunately, apparently these DH4s burn a lot of fuel, so we're wasting a lot just by fiddling around here. Okay, let's turn it off whilst we go and get the other one. We also need to find where the cab lights are. Yep. And that's the sander. We'll check that out on the other one. Okay, let's hop on out. And go and get the other one. We should be able to couple up here quite nicely. Okay, here we are, back at the roundhouse, ready to get our second DH4 locomotive out. So we'll hop into the cab, same as before. We do want to locate where the cabin lights are though. Ah, that's the middle one. So let's have a look here. It won't be effective until we turn these switches on. Okay, I think we've got cab lights already, but no, that's just the local lighting. Have a look. There we are. 2 notches. It's the middle one. Easy to remember. Okay, same routine as previously. We need to move him down. We need to release the handbrake. That should mean there's no longer a flashing light above the brake pipe gauge. Next, we need to make sure we apply our brakes. There they go. That our gear lever is in the neutral position, and that our throttle is at notch 0. And being done, we're ready to turn on the locomotive. Get our lights going. So forward lights. Oops, sorry. Horn works. Forward lights are on. Rear lights also on. Let's get to that round, to the turntable. And we know that we have to move it to the very last track. We've gone a little bit beyond it. Let's move our viewpoint down a bit here. Hopefully we'll be able to see. Okay, I think that's connected there. Let's have a look. Yes, we've done a good job here. So we can get back in the cab and drive onto the turntable now. Same deal as before, brakes off. A little notch of forward gear. And apply the brakes. Okay, so now we just need to spin to get to the outgoing track. I believe we need to go in this direction. And we've accomplished that. So we can now go, meet our other loco, couple them up, and also join them with the multi-unit cable so that we can operate the two engines as a single unit. Okay, gently does it. We don't want to damage our new DH4s. Very close. Gently move forward until the two nudge together. There we are. Brakes are on. Throttle off. Let's go and couple them up. Same routine as usual. Reconnect the brake chain. We tighten it up here. Then it's a matter of crouching down. And connecting the air brake hoses, making sure that we have opened the valves, and then grabbing the multi-unit cable, connecting it with its counterpart. Okay, we're looking good. We need to start up this engine. Only one of the units can have this valve open. I don't think it really matters which one. Ideally it should be the front, I guess, but... Okay, so we should have appropriate lights set as well. We'll leave the cabin light on. Jump straight across. Okay. So, new locomotive, new perspective, I think. We're going to be trying to drive from this side of the cab today. And before we get going though, let's try and set our lights appropriately. Headlights on, and sorry, went the wrong way. Headlights on, because we're going in reverse. Let's just check our point settings before we leave. We are at Harbour Town. And we're about here, so we need to be going to the left here, to the left here, left here, left here, and left here, and go into Yard E. Once we get to Yard E, we need to go to the right here, to the right here, and into the left here to go straight into siding number 7, where we'll couple up with our load. Once we do that, we'll go and get our job validated. Okay, let's get underway. So with every new locomotive, it takes a little bit of time to get accustomed to it. But so far we're doing okay, I think. It feels good. Of course, we've yet to see how well it will do pulling a heavy load, especially if the tracks are wet. And of course, I believe there's some rain forecast for later in the day. Hopefully we may be able to get underway before we hit the worst of that, but we'll have to see. Okay, let's check our points now as we go along. do appear to be set reasonably correctly. And there's our load straight ahead. We're going to ease up to it. I think we're good. Let's go and couple it up. And not forgetting to release the handbrake on the carriages. There it is there. Okay. Alright, I think we'll go and pick up our job order now. Here we are back at the station office, where we'll go and pick up our job order. Hopefully we can remember which one it is. Gone to the steel mill. I believe it's probably this one here, HBFHOO. That is the correct one. Just before we depart, let's have a look at the forecast for today. Oh dear, as we can see, it's expected to be rainy most of the day. So I guess there's no sense in us waiting around. Let's take advantage of the fine weather while we can. Validate the job, see where we're going. So we've already coupled up, hauling to the steel mill, and I think we've got lucky. B3I is our destination. And if we have a look at the station map for the steel mill, we'll see that we don't need to go into the bulk of the steel mill at all. We can be coming up here from the south straight into Yard B. Let's have a look at Yard B. B3I is here. So we just need to have these points set to the right. These points set to the right. These points also set to the right. And these points set to the left. So if all goes well, we'll go straight into that siding there, assuming, of course, there's not already some carriages there. Oh dear. As we can see, the rain has already started to set in. Never mind, let's get back to the locomotives and let's get going. Here we are back at the locos. We can see, however, that our lights are set in the wrong direction now because we're heading back out in the opposite direction to where we were headed when we coupled up the carriages. So we'll fix that up. We want to have the forward lights set on and the rear lights set to warning. Cab lights are on. We've already got our wipers at the ready. In actual fact, I think we can go ahead and switch them on. Let's release the brakes. Make sure we're headed forward. Give a toot on the horn. And start moving off. Oops. So given the fact that we've got a reasonably heavy load, 780 tonnes if I recall correctly, it's not too bad. We had no wheel slipping, even though I think the rain's probably already made the rails a little slippery. And it was pretty effortless. Of course, we'll see how we go as we're going up a gradient. We do have a full load of sand if we need to apply it in case the wheels do start slipping. But I'm hoping we won't be getting into the same sort of difficulties as we've had previously. I think the advantage of the DH4 is the fact that it's got double the amount of traction wheels compared to the DE2s that we were driving previously. That should give us extra traction and extra grip. The rain is getting heavier though, so I think we need to get our wipers going full time. So far so good. It's always quite pretty as we leave harbour and town, but we do know there's a pretty steep climb coming up ahead. I think we'll try and get a bit of a head start. It's either wheel slip or our oil temperature too high. Let's have a look. Here's a warning about the oil temperature. Which means we're overstressing the engine. Drop down below the threshold now, and I think getting pretty close to the top of the gradient. This is the stage where we start to worry about wheel slip. As you can see, the rain is starting to pelt down now. Really getting difficult. I'm juggling the amount of power that I'm applying. But I think hopefully we're towards the top of the gradient now. So we'll just go slow over the top here, heading off to the right, and it gets a little flatter there. That's wheel slip now though. But let's get a bit of sand going, make sure we don't stop. Bit more sand. We have the advantage on the DH4 that there's two levels of sand flow available. So we won't be unnecessarily wasting a pretty precious resource if we don't need it, and we can just have it on the lower level. But at the moment, we do need full bore sand. I think we can reduce it now, certainly while we're in the tunnel. And we seem to be picking up a bit of speed now. Let's try turning the sand off. You can see it's still quite a climb, but fortunately, now that we've got moving okay, we seem to be doing all right. After all of this, the Red Devil seems to be not so tough to tame. Since we managed to tame the Slug earlier, this one is going to be very, very easy by comparison, I think. Although look at that, that is very steep ahead. So unlike the DM3s, which have got a manual gearbox, this is an automatic gearbox, which makes things a lot easier, particularly on climbs like this. All we do is set the throttle and monitor really the temperature of the engine, which we can see here, oil temperature. And as long as we don't go into the yellow there, we're pretty good overall. In addition to that, the DH4 has also got dynamic brakes on it, which means that it can use a little bit of the engine's power to assist in braking. That's good because, again, it just makes it a much more easily controlled experience. that I'm inside, not outside. So 45 minutes in order to get the bonus. Do you think we'll be able to manage it? So far I think it's looking pretty good. Oh, look at that rain though. Oh, we're definitely in the red when it comes to the oil temperature. So we need to reduce our throttle a bit. We can damage the engine considerably if we redline that for too long. And of course that's going to be a very costly exercise. So we need to be a bit more careful than what we've been so far. But it's okay, we're doing 50 kilometres an hour now. It certainly seems to rain a lot in Derail Valley. I guess we're in a tropical area. Everything's nice and green. makes it a little harder for rail operations, but that's what you get. Good acceleration on the DH4. I think the Red Devil has been quite a good acquisition for us. Probably best if we take a slightly lower sitting position so we can see the oil temperature and the speedometer at the same time. I think a quick check again on the world map. Coming up to a couple of right-hand turns, not really too far away from the steel mill. Bang on the back on the speed limit. So talking about steam, which apparently I was, that's going to be one of our next acquisitions. We're going to learn how to drive some steam locomotives. And they will be a challenge, for sure. Turning to the right, and turning to the right again. And to the right again. So I'd say we're certainly certainly well on our way to the steel mill. Another quick check on the world map. Yeah, not too far to go. This thing accelerates really, really well. Oops, maybe too well. Alright, let's not get carried away. Oh, the dynamic brakes. Oh, so that's one problem with dynamic brakes is you can get wheel slip. Yikes. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was a wrong turn. Gosh. Okay, we need to be Okay, we've got wheel slip going on, I think. Because we took a wrong turn. Okay. So let's try and go back. And we're having a bit of problems because of the slope that we're on. Okay, but now we're moving backwards, alright? So, unfortunately, I think that we may have incurred a little bit of damage there to our wheels from the wheel slipping. But it wouldn't be the first time. It's a nice view at least. If you're going to turn the wrong way, you may as well enjoy it.
A few minutes later.
There we are. Alright, get ready to throw the switch. Oh, come on. Just a bit more. Come on. Okay. Alright. Forward. At last. Okay. Finally. Will that have caused us to miss our bonus? I don't know. Can be close. I can see the flashing light of the station office straight ahead. But we can't be too far from our destination. So let's be careful of our speed. We don't know if our siding is empty. Looks like we may be lucky in that regard. It's B3I, and yes, it is empty. So let's pull up here. And we're going to be stopping quite close to the station office with any luck. We may still get that bonus. Let's see. Have we gone too far? I think we have. Let's just quickly go back a little bit. We can't activate our throttle until the dynamic brake is released. We're headed in the wrong direction. I mean, we probably were good enough, but I just want to make sure. That should do us for sure. Let's jump out, set the handbrake. Let's go and see if we can't get payment for this. Okay, station building is just over here. Job, get our order, pop it in the validator, and yes, we received $32,000 for that little job, which is great, and at the same time we managed to achieve a time bonus. Have a look at the fees. 16,000. Okay. Most of this is going to be in fuel, I think. Let's go and shut down the engines while we uncouple them. Because these things are gas guzzlers. Shut that one off. And we shut this one off. Okay. So the only other things we need to do, uncouple this. Like so. Then we can have a look on the station map for the steel mill to see where the maintenance facilities are. So they're all the way down there. I have an idea that we might just take the easy way out this time. And pay our insurance, which in turn is going to ensure that all of our fuel tanks, etc., are automatically topped up. So let's have a look again at fees. 16,000 we need to pay. We made 32,000, so we're giving away 50% of it. But I think that is still probably worthwhile. still getting the hang of just which ones I need to pay. Yes, I could save money, I know. Insert wallet to pay. And we need to pay 604 on this. Okay, so everything's paid, and now we are good to buy any additional licenses that we might want to. 25,000 we have currently. Let's just have a look at where we might be going from here. So as you can see, we have already managed to achieve quite a lot of our licenses. The ones that are remaining is concurrent orders 2, which allows us to pick up multiple jobs or more jobs than we currently can. We do have enough for the S060 steam locomotive. Or we could get the museum. If we go for the museum, that means we have to find broken down locomotives and we have to tow them back and start repairing them. The S282, the largest steam locomotive, is 50,000, which we can't afford at the moment, and of course, top of the line, the DE6 diesel electric loco. In addition to that, as you can see, we need to get all of the hazmats and military. The military is 400,000. I think that at least the military 3 is. I think that's a little beyond us at the moment. So probably what we will do next is to pick up another job and go to where a S060 is located and buy the license for it and give it a whirl. So that's our future plans. In the meantime, once again, thank you for watching. We do appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care until then.